to us talk about our four system. And so as these coaches came in the room, just like you're in the room, I watched where they sat within the room. Most of the coaches sat where, do you think? Very back. Leaning back. When I talked, they were looking at their phone, they were looking at their buddy, they were listening, but they weren't hearing me, right? So what we did the next day is we identified those staffs and we looked up the records at their school. And it was amazing. It was amazing. Those groups of men that sat in the back that weren't listening with their eyes, 4-6, 8-3, one school with 9-1, had 5 division players, got beat in the first round of the playoffs. I mean, it was an amazing case study. So to be great, you have to listen with your eyes, not just your ears. There's so many things as a quarterback that you can pick up visually than you can with your just ears. If you know what to look for on the field, there's visual cues that you can find on the field that will tell you way more information than what you can hear. When you talk to somebody, when you ask them what's their name, where they're from, look them in the eye, because the eyes are the window to your soul. You can feel what they feel, and that's what you need to be great. You have to listen with your eyes, not just your ears. The third thing you have to do is you have to work. Right? And you're going to go out, you're sweaty today, you have no choice. You walk outside, you're going to sweat, right? So, you're going to work. You're going to work today, walking up that hill, walking down the hill, you're going to work. All right? Everybody, there's always work to do. That's a standard. So just to be average, you're going to have to work. But to be great, okay, what do we work with? Our hands, right? Hold the ball with our hands, we throw with our hands. But to work and be great at it, you got to work with your heart. Right? Great quarterbacks, they work with their heart, not just their hands. When you step into a huddle, you change the whole element of that huddle because you are working, you're serving each other with your heart, you care about it. You're laying on the line, you're diving for that first down, you're encouraging your left tackle. All those things we talked about yesterday, that's the 3 things you have to do to be great. And to be average, all right? So what do you have to do? You have to show up, right? Okay, not with just your body, with your being. You have to listen with your eyes, not just your ears. You have to work with your heart, not just your hands. So what is the fuel or the glue that's going to allow me to stick those 3 things together and do those every day, every time, everywhere? It's the 4th element for greatness, and without it you can't be great. It's love. Love is the 3 things that allows me to show up with my being, not just my body. It's what allows me to listen with my eyes, not just my ears. It's what allows me to work with my heart, not just my hands. So if you don't love your teammates, if you don't love your family, if you don't love the people that you play with, you will not be great, period. Nothing great is ever achieved alone. Nothing. Nothing great is ever achieved alone. You need other people, so you got to be that for them before you can get it back. You have to give before you get back. And you always get back more than you give. So where do we go to learn these concepts? Because you are just not genetically predisposed to do these things naturally. Because every day I wake up, who's the first person I think about? Yeah, me, right? It's all about me. So where do I go to find someone that I can learn these concepts from so I can be great for my wife, for my son, for my team, for my family, for my friends? Where do we go? Watch Avengers, right? Look for the superheroes. Well, maybe Iron Man can teach me how to do it, right? Maybe Ant-Man, maybe Hulk. Right? Maybe Superman. Where do we go? Hopefully you have a coach in your life that can model these concepts so you can know how to do these things when times get hard. Hopefully you have a father that can show you how to do these things. I was lucky enough to have a father that showed and taught me how to do these things. But if you don't, there is still one more far greater. It's Jesus Christ. All right? He is the ultimate example, the ultimate quarterback that can teach you how to show up in being, not just body. How to listen with your eyes, not just your ears. How to work with your heart, not just your hands. And how to love, because God is love. So that is an example. Even whether you believe it or not, go read the story. That's one you can look to learn how to be great. And if you can do that, you will be a great player, not only just on the field, but off the field. You will kill it everywhere you go. And you will impact people, and they will feel you, and you will do great things, and you will find your purpose and your passion, and at the end of your life, you will have respect and not regret. And that's my encouragement for you today. Thanks for your time. Let's go get after it. So a lot of times we do this watching quarterbacks go waist down or in games or if we're out in the field, we can know if we play the position or not. It doesn't matter what your arm looks like. So we got to make sure we have that situations of quarterbacks that I've coached where they've had good rhythm and they had and teach you kind of how we teach our quarterbacks in our schools and the other schools and programs in our core system. So here's some examples of a quarterback, and see, here's what I need you guys to understand. We just went out and my drill in particular, the letters drill. How many of you guys did letters drill today, right? Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. See, what I like about the letters drill is it's a competitive drill, and it forces you to go gain speed because you're competing against the guy next to you. And you have to learn how to go and practice at game speed every time, everywhere, any day. And so that's the problem. You got to practice. There's no pressure, so you kind of are 7-on-7, kind of coast through your jobs, you don't go game speed. So when the game and actual real pressure hits, you fall apart. And this is what's happening here. So here's a quarterback that can do everything that you do, goes out, goes through his jobs, half speed. This is the guy who coaches the first game of the year. And he does the drops really good when no pressure's on, but this is late in the game. It's the fourth quarter. We're down by 5. We got to score a touchdown and go, 80 yards and win it with a minute left. So look at his footwork here and watch this drop as he gets the snap. We'll go slow motion here. And so tell me what number of steps drop is. Our standard drop's a 3-step drop, right? So we take a 3-step drop. Tell me how many steps he takes here. I don't even know what to call that. Yeah, 10 and a half, 11, 9. I don't even know how to name that or how to drill that, right? And what's happening here is your feet reflect your mind. So when your feet are out of rhythm and they're erratic like that, it means your brain is going, right? You have no idea where you stand, everything you look black, and you like drop the feet position and you overthrow routes and you don't move the chains. So that is a common occurrence that every one of you are going to be in. You're going to be in this environment and you're going to see those same things. So you have to have the ability to coach yourself out there. Okay, here's another kid, this is a couple years later, similar situation, but this is the first drive of the series, and there's about 25,000 people in the stands. So what are you feeling? And you feel pressure, right? You got nerves, you got pressure. So even if it's late in the game or toward the game, see these things you're going to hit, so you got to learn how to operate within those environments. I'm going to show you the end zone copy because he's going to miss a wide open receiver because he has no rhythm with his feet, and his feet are erratic. So watch the drop. We'll go real slow here. Okay? Let me go slow motion. So he's looking right, he's scanning right for a stick route right here by the tight end. And then he doesn't like that, so he's going to reset. And you see the space right here? Okay, we call that uncapped space. That's open. And he knows it's open, he set it up. So you're going to have a receiver running a glance route coming into this window. And if he stares at that space, what's this linebacker going to do? He's going to drop right in there. So he's looking it off, he's going to reset, and he's going to try to throw in that uncapped space. The problem is that his feet are not falling where his eyes should be. So see, here's the common mistake that he does, okay? He goes from right all the way to left, and look where his eyes are at. See, he's looking at the man, not the space. So I want you to write this down. See the space, not the man. That's the biggest mistake quarterbacks make, is when you're scanning the receiver, you're so locked into the receiver, you miss the space he's running into. Now, he's got to do his job. You don't need to see him, okay? You need to see the space. It's the receiver's job to see the space just like you. So many times when quarterbacks like yourself miss open guys, it's because you're locked in onto the actual receiver instead of the open space. Does that make sense? So on his reset, his eyes should have been right to the space. Now his hips are in position to throw the ball right to the open receiver, but now look where the ball goes. It sails over the receiver and it's behind him. Does that make sense? He was open, but we missed it. All right, and so that's the difference between great quarterbacks and good quarterbacks. So now we have to be able to coach our guys through that. So here's what we developed to help you learn how to manipulate the timeline better and be on rhythm. We have a 5-family structure of drops. And most of us have lived in the shotgun world, so I'm just going to focus on shotgun today. So I want you to write down these 5 families of shotgun drops. So a 1-step drop, what we call a pop drop, and we use these on RPOs. Okay, you have a 2-step drop, you have what we call a base 3-step drop, a punch 3-step, and a punch 5-step. All right? And this is a toolbox for you. All right? You need to understand the toolbox you have. So the biggest difference with these drops and what they give you is they allow you to get rid of the ball quicker. So like for example, if I want to get rid of the ball as fast as possible, what drop am I going to select? Now I'm going to go pop drop, right? So I mean, if I got a receiver in a tunnel or a bubble screen or a down screen or something real quick and I know he's open, I can just catch and do a pop drop and just slide the hips into place. And this is what we use with RPO. So let's look at that one first. Here's an example of a pop drop. So this is about as fast as I can get rid of the ball here. So we've got what we call an RPO screen. We're going to the ball route out here. So watch the quarterback. He's going to catch and he's going to mesh. And on RPOs, it's a run-pass option. So he's got to determine if he's going to hand the ball off here or he's going to throw the down screen. We're trying to put this defender in conflict.
So if that defender's hips start to turn and he starts to sink inside the box, what are we going to do? Now we're going to mesh and pop that quick screen, but we got to get rid of the ball fast enough so these receivers don't have to hold on to these blocks for a million years. Okay, so like look how quick we get the ball. That ball is able to get to the receiver out to him in 1.2 seconds. Okay, the ball comes off the quarterback's hands in 1.2. That's as fast as you'll be able to get rid of the ball in that situation. Okay, now what does this do for the receiver? He's able to catch, secure the ball, and what happens? He's got space to run. The blocks are just now engaging, so it's a lot easier for the receivers. It's very difficult to hold the block for 5 seconds. Right? And these are just little things that allow you to be a great quarterback. These are easy throws that everyone in here, your moms, your dads, your grandmas, can all make. They can throw the one-step line. All right? And so this is an easy way to steal yards as a quarterback and get your stats up because we're all about those numbers, right? Chasing those numbers. Yeah, I know you are. Okay? All right, that's a pop drop. Okay, so that's the first family. But there's situations where I need more time. I need more time for the routes developer to read space. So I'm going to go to a two-step drop next, but I'm only going to use a two-step drop on certain routes and concepts. What types of routes and concepts would I want to use a two-step drop in? Yeah, maybe a slant, right? Maybe a press man fade, maybe a hitch route. So it's quick game type concepts where I know my guy's going to be open. So on a two-step drop, you see we always start with our left foot up on all these so it all looks the same. And on the two-step, we're going to take a 1-2 and we're going to set our hallway. So here's what it looks like. So here's the situation. And I want to show you on why this quarterback selected the two-step. So here's the cool thing. Like, as a coach right now, I've called the play. So the play up here, remember, didn't come up. Overall, perfect. That would be really okay. This is a slant flat concept, right? This is a common play that you guys run. So quick game. So the quarterback can take a three-step drop here. It's fine. I'm fine with that. But what he sees here is he sees the space that's open. See, he knows the coverage. He knows they're playing man here. And he knows this linebacker is going to go with the arrow, so he's got to get the ball into this space before the defense can recover. So he decides to take a two-step because that allows him to get rid of the ball quicker. So he knows how to select the proper drop tool to help him get the ball into space faster. So look at the quarterback. He's going to catch, take a punch step, 1-2, and he hops into place. Now it allows him to get rid of the ball. See the ball coming off his hand as the receiver's breaking into space? Here's the open space, the receiver's still here. So his eyes are where? Where's his eyes? On the space, not the man. Right? And that's the key. You got to get the ball into that space before the defense can do what? Can recover and react. Right? And that's called anticipation. Okay? What does this family footwork do for you? It allows you to anticipate and throw faster before the receiver's open. And that's the name of the game. This is to be a great quarterback. You got to throw before the receiver's open and throw already. Okay, so that's a two-step drop. Here's another situation where you want to use a two-step drop, and this is a next level idea here. Okay, this is not taught a lot. Okay, but a lot of times, if you're in a 3-by-1 formation, there's 3 receivers in the field, there's 1 to the boundary. Right? A lot of teams will push the coverage to the field and will man up their best defensive back on the X receiver. That's a one-on-one matchup. Okay, here's a little rule for you guys. It never gets better than one-on-one, right? I mean, in football, it's never going to get better than one-on-one, so you've got to win one-on-ones. So you got to help this receiver, okay, by getting the ball down before this defense can get in the face. So here's the biggest mistakes quarterbacks make when they go to press fade, is they'll take 3 steps and they'll hitch up and throw. Now, does that take more or less time than a 2-step? More. So who gets the advantage the longer it takes you to get rid of the ball? Who has the advantage now? Yeah, so now this corner, okay, this defensive back that's manned up right here, he has more time to get back in phase and turn around and find the ball and pick your ball off. So you're throwing interceptions left and right, coaches mad at you, parents mad at you, girlfriends mad at you, you have no idea why. It's because you're taking forever to throw the ball. Okay, get rid of the ball as fast as you can while this defensive back is trying to just get back in phase and he can't see it. So here's the example. Okay, quarterback is going to catch the ball. Okay, look at his forward. There's the 1 step, there's the 2. He gets rid of this ball in about 1.4 seconds. Now, where's the eyes of this defensive back? Yeah, on the man, he can't see the ball. So you want to be risky when eyes of defenders are on man and they can't see your release. So this ball lands underneath 25 yards. This is a short thing. And it's the most difficult ball to throw because you get so amped up in these situations, you're so pumped up and excited, you're ripping, throwing it out of bounds or throwing it 35 yards deep. You got to learn to bleed power out. So how do you bleed power? You take 2 small steps and you stand up real tall, and that drains the energy and allows that ball to drop before this defensive back can get back in phase. And that defensive back is a Division I player. So if you're going against D1 corners, you want to be short. It's better to be short on your things than long. I'll write that down. It's really the only time in your life it's better to be short than long. That's it. One guy got the joke. Okay, so you gotta constantly say that phrase to my quarterbacks against press man on deep balls. It's better to be short and long as you throw the ball quickly, because who can see the ball faster? The receiver, right? And if you write this down, you practice this, you kill it. Okay, these are little nuggets right there. Okay, all right. So better to be short and long against press fade against really good defenders. Okay, so that's a 1-step, 2-step. All right, now the 3-step drop. Okay, that's the base drop that we take as a quarterback. So what we teach, instead of taking a crossover 3, we teach our quarterbacks to take a quick 3 without a crossover. So you're essentially going to catch the ball. Okay. Okay, all right. You're going to catch the ball and take 3 steps into place, and you're not going to gain hardly any distance. So watch this quarterback here. Here's a situation when you want to use a quick 3 without crossing over. The reason why we don't cross over on a quick 3 is because we can get rid of the ball quicker, and it keeps our base wide enough that allows us to reset to the backside if in fact we don't want to throw to the play side. Okay, now the reason why the quarterback does a quick 3 is because he knows this team is playing number 4 and this corner is bailing, so he knows the flat is the weakness. So he wants to get rid of the ball faster, but he's still not sure if this corner is going to drop. All right, so he needs a little bit more time. He can take a 2-step here. He can take a 2-step, but this corner might be coming up after the snap, and he can pick it off if I take a 2-step. So he's taking that quick 3 just to give him a little bit more time to make sure that guy commits to play the deep corners. So that's why he selected the quick 3 there. So watch, he takes 1 big, and then he takes 2 steps into place, 2, 3, and he only gains a yard of distance. Right? It just allows him to feet stay wide. You can get rid of the ball quick enough to still get out quick to allow this receiver to make a move, but it allows him to read that corner. So that's when you would use a quick 3. Okay? Here's another situation where you use a quick 3. So we have again, okay? What's the matchup here? 1-on-1, right? To the field. I like that. We have a lot of space to work. We put trips into the bounce so the defense is pushing coverage. Now, the quarterback, could he take a 2-step here? Yeah, it's fine if you want, okay? But he is not sure if this receiver can beat this corner. Because what this corner had been showing is showing man, and then he was bailing in the zone. So the reason why he selected a quick 3 is to get a little bit more time to see if this route's going to be able to get open. Okay, does that make sense? That's the only reason why I use the quick 3. Okay? Now look at it, okay? Did this guy turn and drop and play zone? No, so the quarterback is able to buy the time with that quick 3 to still get it out before he can get back in phase. He's beat right there. And then here's the middle linebacker blitz, and we're still able to get this ball off before he gets hit in the mouth and go score. So that's why he selected the quick 3. Okay? And the only reason why these quarterbacks are able to do these high-level things is because of this family structure that I'm teaching you. So they have a toolbox to select. Now, here's another thing I want you to understand on this clip. This is the worst case scenario that you'll ever have as a quarterback. It's an untouched middle linebacker on an A-gap blitz and we bust protection. Right? But here's what I want you to see in this. This is why Brett Favre played till he's 41. Okay, it's why Tom Brady's still playing 42. Right? They know how to adjust their footwork and not take a direct hit. So watch what this quarterback does. The quick 3 allows him to get the ball out before the blitz can get there and no one touched it. Does that make sense? So what's my point I'm trying to make here to you? If you know how to speed your footwork up and use these tools, you can still get the ball out even if your line can't protect. Does that make sense? You guys got to blame your line. Oh, they're not blocking for an hour of time. Well, no, it's your fault. Speed your feet up. Right? Okay? Learn how to fall away on your face. See how the quarterback extend turns and he falls away. Does he get hit? Yes, but where did he contact in the back? You got to learn to turn away. See, a lot of times quarterbacks will not turn, and that defensive guy will lift and drive him into the shoulder, and you break your collarbone. Happened to Sam Bradford at OU a number of years ago, and it really hurt your season. You got to learn to protect yourself all the way. Okay? Now, if you would take a crossover 3-step, what happens? Hey, he probably doesn't get that off or he gets hit right in the teeth. Okay? You guys follow me? I got a few guys that are looking at me, so that's good. As long as a few guys are, I'll still keep going. Okay, got 2 more. Okay, a punch 3 is our standard 3-step drop on any intermediate concept for shotgun offense. So we're working like 4 vertical or curl flat or digs. Anything that's over 10 yards, we're just always going to take a punch 3, and that's our base rhythm timeline of 1.8. So we're going to catch the ball, punch step, and then take 3 steps. And what I want you to understand is the snap has to count as a step. So if that's 1, the punch step is 2, and here's 3, 4, 5, that's equivalent to how many step drop in percent? 5 step. Okay, so if you're a West Coast guy, you understand the importance of that 5-step time. All right, now let's look at this. Okay, here's the quarterback. Okay, we're throwing a 4 vertical concept here. So what does that mean? That means we got this receiver on the crash seam, he's on the read seam, and he's on the fade. Okay? Now, the quarterback is going to rhythm this crash seam because that's uncapped space. Now, if it's capped post snap, he's going to reset to the read route and come back. Now, he needs a time for this concept stretch to develop. So why will he not take a quick 3 here? There's a couple of reasons. Why would it not be wise to take a quick 3 or 2-step here? Well, the routes won't be open, right? Because it takes long to develop. It's a read routes. Okay? Another reason is you got to let this stretch develop when you're throwing vertical. Okay? You got to get time for the stretch to develop. So look at the quarterback. He's going to catch the ball. Okay? The first move is the punch step. Now notice this. Okay? He is catching the ball, then taking a punch step. Now, I watched a bunch of Ohio State film last year. They missed a lot of open guys because they're throwing deep vertical concepts, and the quarterback is catching the ball and punching at the same time. So think about that. If I catch and punch at the same time, and then take a 3-step drop, I'm really taking how many steps? Okay, the snap is 1. If I catch and punch at the same time, that's 2, right? And then what? I'm taking a 4-step drop. I got to take a 5-step drop. So I got to catch, punch, and then take my 3 steps and see how he crosses over. Okay? All right, now I'm sorry, the tight end is here. Okay, so he doesn't like this tight end. This tight end's collision is a 4 vertical at 2x2, not 3x1. So now he's going to reset to the outside read route. Okay? Is this space uncapped there? Absolutely. Look at the hips of this defender. He's got a full hip turn. He's defending vertical space. A defender can't defend with vertical and horizontal space at the same time, so the quarterback throws the ball before the receiver breaks, and there's the completion. All right? That's the punch, 3-step drop. Okay, the last one. Okay? If you're a quarterback in here and you're under 5'9", okay, this is a drop that you're going to want to use. I've had about 2 quarterbacks in my career that have been under 5'9", and they were unbelievable quarterbacks. All right, so what you have to do is sometimes you're going to need more depth to see over the line. So what we would tell our quarterbacks is to take a punch 5-step on our intermediate concepts. Okay, another reason why you want to take a punch 5-step is if you're working like big deep routes like a post or a play action play. Okay, maybe you're throwing 20-yard digs or 15-yard big speed outs. Okay, you want to take a punch 5-step. So here's the play. All right, this is a short quarterback. It's 5'8". He's a sophomore. This is a post and a wheel out of the backfield. This takes a long time to develop. So if the quarterback catches the ball and takes a 3-step, he won't have time for this play to work the stretch on the defense. So what he's going to do is he's going to do a catch, punch, and he's going to take a 5-step drop. Now, what does that do? It allows him to get throwing lanes where he can see through the line. Does that make sense? Okay, it also allows the time for the post and the wheel out of the backfield to develop. So that's when you would use a punch 5. Okay, so there's some examples there of just when you would use each one of those families. Okay, does that help anybody? Okay, all right, that's just like one little segment of like this whole position of quarterback. I I could stay here all day. So to help you, okay, this stuff with drops and many more is in Adapt or Die. This is the book I wrote last year, R4 book, and the latest one on what is open, I just came out in March, okay? So we have copies of these here. If you're interested in that, take advantage. Otherwise, you can buy it on Amazon. Okay, but thanks for your time and attention. Coach Dixon's going to take over.
Flyer, game film. You are judged on your game film. Alright? How impressive is your game film? Are you an explosive player? Are you mentally tough? Do you manage emotions? Alright? Can you extend plays? Do you make seam throws? Can you hitch up the curls? And all of your things. We need to see kids that are competitive, fierce leaders, alright? They're clearly problem solvers. Again, I mentioned last night, I don't want you guys in my locker room that I have to babysit. I got no time for them. Give me a man who knows what he wants to do and is going to help me go win national championships. I'm going to fill up my locker room with those kind of guys. Yes? Yes, sir. All right. You got to be a problem solver. All right? You're going to be judged on your film. If you've not yet played varsity game, say, highlights are great for your friends and family. Don't send them to college coaches. Because here's what's going to happen. All you're going to do is get your name erased off the board. Don't send your film out until you're ready. We'll talk a bit more about that in a moment. Alright? Too many kids get way too much of a hurry, usually parents. Alright? You send out that film, that's your first impression. They remember Joe from Ohio, and you're now off the list. So keep that in mind. Alright? Get off the back how that may help you a little bit, and that'll help you to make sure you're ready to go. Alright? Number 2, have to pass the eyeball test. Alright? Several years ago, we had a whole bunch of kids that had Division I arms attached to 140-pound female skin in his body. It's not going to get you a college scholarship. You got to look the part. Alright? We'll come back to that in a few, but if you're not doing everything you can to be the most explosive athlete possible, you are feeding yourself. Alright? Now again, I got the age appropriate here. I got 5th graders, 7th graders, 9th graders, 11th graders. Alright? We'll go into that a little more detail, but you got to pass the eyeball test. Again, in a short time, on time to explain, we got to make sure that you are doing everything you can to be explosive. Alright? So films, eyeball test. Number 3, most important. You don't have to be academically eligible. You have to be academically exceptional. You're the quarterback. Alright, a couple years ago, I had 2 kids, 3 kids, both very, very good quarterbacks. FCS level quarterbacks. One had a 2.57 GPA, the other had a 3.33 GPA. 3.257. Both of them were 6'2", had rocket arms, 30+ touchdowns. Both were really, really good kids. Who got those scholarships? 3.83. Because he's proven he can be decisive in his decision making with time management, his ability to get things done. He got all the scholarships. So it's not just about being eligible as a quarterback. You have to be academically exceptional. So you better be doing what you can to prepare for greatness in that regard. You will be judged on that. So game film, body eyeball test, and your academics are what you're going to get judged on. Now, let's get specific. There's 4 verticals, 4 phases, right? We have to be conservative. The first one is most important. It's 4 P's. Easy to remember, right? The first P is prepare. Every morning you wake up, all right? Just last night, you got to get up, take your bed, say thank you God, or whoever else you can go on your mom, your dad, your grandparents, whatever, all right? And it starts your day looking for lots of day, literally, all right? You got to take a mind, body, soul approach. What am I going to do today to get my mind sharp for the game? What am I going to do today to prepare my spirit for competition and leadership? And certainly, what am I going to do today to turn myself into that explosive athlete that can make plays? It's about preparing. It's the most important phase. You can break the biggest you're going to be, no doubt in my mind, buddy. All right? What should you focus on right now? Preparing. Every day, mind, body, soul, what can I do? You love the game. persevered. He pounded and pounded. Some of them suckered out my cell phone number. All right? And every day I got a greeting from him. All right? Finally, we were thinking, so, Uncle, I gave up. I mean, they're using a little different. We're actually allowed to invite rising juniors and seniors to our spring camp to visit our program at Missouri University. Actually partake in 3 days practice with this. So I said, fine, Uncle, you let come on. All right? Guess what? The kid came. He blew us away. I don't miss on very many kids, but I missed on this kid. All right? Hey, young man, welcome to the program. Here's your paperwork, here's your scholarship stuff. You need to make sure you're in our student transfer program. We're really excited to have you. Fast forward another 4 months later. Middle of November, all right, we're playing the national championship. Here is it's going to be a walk-on freshman, all right? Kid that I didn't want, nobody else wanted, but he persevered through the process. He came in the second half after a key injury, and on the deep side of the ball, made a huge play that actually kept us in the game. And yet, February, something else earlier, I wanted nothing to do with them. You have to persevere. There's guys in this room who have to persevere. Right now, big out. All right? You're going to be done on your performance by your game film, your body type, and your class. Okay, your academics. Okay? The way you do that is wake up every morning, make sure you do everything you can to prepare, okay? Then you perform, then you promote,